I told my sister she gained weight when I saw her, because she did. Do I care about hurting her feelings? Yes, but not as much as I love her. I didn't judge her or laugh at her. I simply told her the truth. She needed to hear it. It's hard being a leader. You have to be the bad guy most of the time. You have to be able to not be liked in the short term. You have to be able to say uncomfortable things to people because it's what's best for them, even if they don't see it. Sometimes it's just what people need. The truth. God, this guy's so cool. I'll never be a leader like that. But maybe we can learn. Hi. How's it going? Social media kinda sucks sometimes, right? But at least sometimes there's some entertainment. I mean, despite the endless hours of scrolling, sometimes you do find something that's worth it. Oh man, can you imagine if there was a social media site that had zero content on it and it had all of the worst qualities of social media? Oh dear God. Today, I'm gonna be talking about everyone's favorite business-oriented social media site, LinkedIn. You see, I don't really use LinkedIn, but recently I've been scrolling a little bit on there, as you do when you're looking for a change. As I scrolled the site, I realized just how many obnoxious people there are on there. We had a dropout last week. One of my colleagues placed a young lad with a great tech agency. When we interviewed him, we talked about how hard-working he was, how driven he was. We loved his attitude, his desire to do well. 2 weeks in, and he messages us. I've left, ... He went on to say he was being expected to work an hour longer each day than what was stated in his contract, and that was not acceptable. I would be confident in saying it's impossible to be successful in anything without going beyond, especially at the start of your journey. If you want to do the bare minimum, own it. Do not pretend you want to be successful. Hard work plus time equals success. Yeah, I mean, God forbid a guy has to honor a contract. What does this guy have to do? Go pick up his kids from school? Oh, he does. I can't even imagine the kind of mindset you'd have to be in to have this much disrespect for other people's time. I mean, these are the same types of people that will go on and on about how time is money and that their time is so valuable. And then they'll turn around and say, if you want to do the bare minimum, own it. They're so insecure and defensive about not holding up their end of the deal that they have to go on social media to complain about it to others. They've lost all self-awareness, but at least there are some upbeat posts on here. Like, some people are finding love. I'm not married, but if I were, it'd be to AI. At first, it was just a curiosity, but it quickly devolved into an obsession to maximize productivity so that I can spend time on work that really matters. I've now trained entrepreneurs, healthcare staff, educators, consultants, government workers, and students on all of the best methods, prompts, and tips to optimize their workdays. Bring me in to share my insights and findings with your team. Book a discovery call to learn more. Listen, I can hear you through the screen. That's so corny. I mean, she's just shilling for AI so hard. But have you considered that maybe she's right? At first, it was just a curiosity, but it quickly devolved into an obsession to maximize productivity so that I can spend time on work that really matters. Someone that talks like that is probably actually best suited for a robot. In the past 4 weeks, 8 out of 10 applicants answered the phone, hello? And it's driven me crazy as a career coach. Y'all, hello doesn't set a professional tone. In fact, it induces doubt of your professionalism from the get-go. Answering the phone with, hi, this is Fist last name is a small change that makes a huge difference. 1, it allows the caller to hear your name clearly. And 2, immediately sets a professional tone for the conversation. Okay. I'm taking notes. I need to always be on my toes. On my toes? I need to always be on my toes to expect professionalism. You know what? They make a great point, and I think there's probably a lot to learn here. In fact, there's another post here talking about the same thing. I caught a grad student of mine watching anime at the airport after a conference once. I was pretty furious. You're basically saying I'd rather watch this than network with my peers. I snapped a photo and told him someone sent me it. That woke him up real fast. Once again, this is a huge disrespect of these people's time. I mean, they're not currently at the conference right now, right? They're at the airport, waiting to go home. This is nothing to do with work, it's the aftermath. They can spend their time watching whatever they want, and they're about to get on a long flight, so you should let them unwind and relax. The only thing that this will do is make this person resent you, and they'll want to quit as soon as they get an opportunity that's better at another place. And I think this is actually a great point about the current state of the working world. This old way of thinking about how companies work is outdated, and it doesn't fit in the image of what our working world looks like today. These people want it to be like the companies of old. Everyone's got loyalty and will stay at their company despite having better offers at other ones. That's a great idea in concept, and it used to work, but the problem is, these days, companies don't respect you, as you can see in these posts. Your companies don't offer you raises. They don't consider you for promotions anymore. They externally hire for those positions. And to top it all off, productivity has increased for the average worker, and wages have not. Yet people like this are relics of the old corporate world that haven't adapted to a new one. And this doesn't mean that companies can't still garner loyalty with their employees. The key is treating them with respect. It's not doing whatever these people are. Respect is a two-way street, and that is how you gain loyalty. But, I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Let's get some more perspective on what it might mean to be a good worker. I hired someone new to start on the first Tuesday of the month. They arrived at 8:45 a.m. on the first Tuesday of the month. They walked into my office and put out their hand for me to shake. "It's bad news," I said. I sent them home and told them this job wasn't right for them. When hiring, you want people that aren't afraid to start the job earlier. Was he early to work? Yes. Could he have come in on Monday? Yes. Don't just do what's asked of you. Do what you ask of yourself. God, you're so wise. Okay, so on our list of things to do to be a good worker, we need to add starting your job before you're even hired, or you'll get fired. Got it. Has this guy ever actually worked before? In the past, I've been involved with interviewing and hiring candidates at my job. If someone came a day or two early, I would just be confused. There's a chance we might be able to start them early, but honestly, we probably scheduled around them not being there, and on top of that, they may not even be pushed through in our system. This guy wants his hiree to know exactly when he's pushed through and have this mind-reading ability that would let him work right when he's available. I'm starting to get angry, okay? But it's fine. It's fine. You know you've spent too much time at startups when your own wedding ceremony officiant compared getting married to starting a software company. Lol. Last month, I got married. Our officiant, Brian, was a good friend and former coworker that my husband and I worked with at a startup for many years. During the ceremony, he surprised us with a hilarious and accurate portrayal of #marriage and its similarities to the #startup life. Sharing because I figured if anyone would appreciate the comparison, it would be my LinkedIn friends. Wink. First, there are a couple of ways that marriage is not like a startup. Namely, you don't want to have to do several before you succeed. And there's really no way to exit early successfully. But actually, there are a lot of similarities. Most times, you have to invest more in order to grow, and many times you need to try different strategies before finding something that works. The wins feel bigger when you're with people you care about, and the lows don't feel quite as low. People make the journey worth it. They've done studies that say that the biggest indicator of success for startup founders is grit. How do they even run a study that measures grit? I think the same is true for a marriage. There are going to be times where things are tough and you're going to have to remember how far you've come and the love that you share. But startups aren't always just about the founders. Sometimes it's about managing the employees. There might be kids. God, I can't imagine comparing your kids to your employees. Hey, little Billy, have you clocked on yet? All right, well, no overtime. Management skills will be important as you scale. Most importantly, some say that building a successful startup is less about the actual product itself but about finding other people. In this case, finding someone else who believes the same things that you believe in. Jesus Christ, man. Just be happy about your marriage. You don't have to compare it to your startup nonsense. God, I can just imagine this guy going on dates. Hi, my name's Kevin. Nice to meet you. Hi, Kevin, I'm Sarah. How are you doing? I'm fine. Let's get straight to business, though. How much do you match on my 401k? I'm sorry? I'm looking for someone that's willing to invest as we scale. I'm confused. Are you here for a date? Or is this a business meeting? What's the difference? Millennials and Gen Z can't afford homes, but we cannot ignore the fact that Gen X and baby boomers did not have overseas spring break trips, $2,000 per person bachelor parties, dinners out downtown twice a week, fancy gym memberships, Starbucks every day, a new outfit for every new occasion. You might find a down payment hidden somewhere in there. Hold on, let me just, Nah, it's gotta be the Starbucks. Gen X and baby boomer? Awesome. Millennial and Gen Z? Starbucks and avocado toast. All in all, LinkedIn is kind of a normal person's nightmare. I've never really understood the appeal of LinkedIn, and maybe that's partially because I'm not super into the corporate world. I can understand it for looking for a job. They have job postings on there, so that makes sense. I can also get it if you're in certain entertainment or marketing fields where networking is extremely important. But even still, I feel like your main purpose would be to occasionally post about what's going on with your business and then just messaging people. Anyone that uses LinkedIn like true social media where they're posting about their lives all the time is either trying really hard to look good for their work or their work is their life. Thanks for watching. If you're a recruiter watching this video, just ignore everything I said. I promise you I'm gonna love working for you. Who am I kidding? I'll never find a job again. Please subscribe. In the next few weeks, I'm gonna be posting a couple of shorter videos. I've kind of spent a long time on the last 2 or 3 videos, and I need to upload a little more regularly if I want the channel to grow anymore. And we're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so thank you a lot to everyone that's been watching my videos. I really, really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week for a 10-hour conference call on B2B sales. Click the link, the Zoom link below, and you can network or something. I don't know.